Todd.
And I'm his daughter Victoria.
And welcome back to our channel.
Today we're going to be making for you a delicious, typical Sicilian pasta alla Norma.
Oh, that is so good. You know, this dish can be found all over the island of Sicily, but it originates right here in Catania, in our province that we live in.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll get into a little bit more of the backstory and the history behind the dish as we get cooking. But I think for now, we should probably get started, huh?
Yes, I want to eat it.
All right, let's show you how it's done.
Okay, so we just finished picking our tomatoes from the garden and we washed them. So now we're going to dice them up, and we'll just start here.
They look beautiful.
Don't they?
So these are for the tomato sauce, right?
For the tomato sauce, yes.
Nice.
Nice quick tomato sauce. And then we'll
Now, I
add
guess
the other ingredients.
if you didn't have fresh tomatoes, you could probably just use a canned diced.
Yeah, a nice petite dice. It's nice to have a different variety. You could tell these are from the garden because you have a variety of different tomatoes here that we're going to use.
Perfect.
Okay, so now that our tomatoes are almost done being chopped, as you can see, it's a nice rough chop to them. They're all random sizes and they'll cook down nicely. So once we finish our tomatoes, we're going to get over to the frying pan and we'll put some olive oil in there and some garlic. All right, so now we're going to get our cloves of garlic, and I like using this little gadget here. You just slip it in there and you kind of just roll it around, and it takes the skin right off of the clove of garlic. Look at that.
Wow, that's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
So we have two of these, and I'm just going to chop them up and put them in the pan with our fresh olive oil.
All right.
All right, so now we have a new garlic press that we're going to try out. It's a roller, and you just kind of roll it like that, and it crushes the garlic well.
How
Can
cool.
you see that?
Yeah, that's so handy.
So we'll do it to the other one as well.
Just rock it back and forth, huh?
Just rock it back and forth.
Nice.
And you can see it like that.
Cool.
Look how nice that is.
So you do that instead of a garlic press this time, huh?
Yes, to give you the option, so you can either rock it or you can use
Crush it.
Crush it. Either way you want.
All right.
But the important thing is you want it like this for the olive oil.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful.
So we're putting some olive oil now in the pan and we're heating it up.
Such gorgeous oil.
You can see I already put some garlic in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to grab our garlic from our little rocker and put that right in there.
Beautiful.
You can see that. Get all that garlic out.
Now, do you find this was easier to use than the garlic press, or about the same?
It's about the same. The nice thing about this is if someone doesn't have a lot of hand strength, they can use their weight to push down on it. So
True.
it might be easier for some than just crush it with their hand. But the nice thing is it comes with this little brush that you can kind of push the garlic out of the holes, and you can use all of it. So you're not wasting any. Sometimes you can waste some with the other one.
And then sometimes it can get stuck on the press. Yeah, that's true. So this is just easy.
All right, so you can hear it probably starting to sizzle.
It smells so good.
Anytime you have garlic and olive oil together, it always smells good.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Now we're going to add the tomatoes.
Wow, hear that sizzle.
It's a nice hot pan. Now we're going to let these cook for about 20 minutes in the pan. Let them cook down a little bit, and then we'll finish adding the fresh herbs, the sale and the pepe. Okay, so now you can see the tomatoes are cooking nicely. We're going to add some salt, some sale. I'm just gonna put it in there. And this salt we get from the other side of the island, from the Marsala area. And the salt fields there is where they have this beautiful sea salt And also some pepe, some fresh ground pepper. We like a lot of pepper. Okay.
Good.
And then the other thing we like to do is to add some fresh thyme to our fresh tomato sauce. Who couldn't use a little extra thyme in their life, right? And then we just kind of stir that around and let it continue to cook. All right, so now that the tomatoes have reduced nicely to this beautiful sauce, it's been doing this now for about 20 minutes. We're gonna bring it over to the sideboard over here. And we're going to now rip up a whole one bunch of basil in our sauce.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do that like this.
And just tear it up and leave it right on top?
Just tear it up and we'll stir it in.
So an entire bunch, huh?
Lots of fresh basil.
Yum.
Makes a huge difference. But you can really smell how sweet this sauce is because of the fresh cherry tomatoes that we had from the garden. We had some nice Roma tomatoes. Nice mix.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that we got the basil in there, nice rough rip, we're just going to just gently toss that in there.
Smells so good.
And then we'll let that sit while Victoria gets the eggplant and the manzani ready.
Okay, I love how you can just see that wilting and infusing the sauce. Yum. All right, let's play with the eggplant. So now we're gonna start getting the eggplant ready for the Norma. So we're just gonna slice this up. I'm just gonna take the top off here. And you wanna do thin slices directly into around here. You don't want them too thick or too thin. So now that they're all sliced, all we're gonna do now is we're gonna just quickly pan fry them. So we'll do that right now. So the oil is nice and hot. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put the eggplant in here and get them frying. Once they're nice and golden, we'll flip them over and cook the other side. You can see we have a nice sizzle here. You don't want to overcrowd them. You want to give them space as well. But you want the oil nice and hot so that way they don't get too oily. I know that sounds funny, but if you have a nice hot oil, they will not be greasy. So these are the done ones. You can see they're nice and golden on both sides. They just came out, and look, you can see that there's not a lot of oil residue on here, which means the oil was the proper temperature. So you don't get all that greasy residue. Perfect. All right, let's continue. So now what we're gonna do, now that these are all cooked and they're cooled, we're just gonna simply cut these into quarters. Hear that crunch? Beautiful. Lovely. Look at these beautiful guys. Love this crunch. These are absolutely perfect. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? And they stay nice and crispy this way. They don't get soft.
All right, so now that our pasta is ready, we're just gonna put it right into our sauce that we had made a little bit earlier. And we're just going to stir this up into the pasta.
That looks and smells so good.
Right? right, I think we got a nice mix in there. And now we're almost ready to plate it.
All right, so now that the pasta is plated, we're just gonna add the beautiful fried eggplant to here. So what is the history behind the Norma? Do we know?
Well, it's called pasta alla Norma because it was named after the opera that was written by Vincenzo Bellini from Catania. So that's where La Norma comes from.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was a famous opera. It was, I think it was played in Milan at La Scala Opera House back in the 1930s.
Wow. And they even have a Bellini Park here, don't they?
Yes.
In Catania.
And that's actually dedicated to Vincenzo Bellini, the opera composer.
And they have his statue there, don't
A
they?
bust and a statue to him, and also the co-writer. I think there's a statue of him there also.
Ah, we'll have to post some of those pictures so you can see what we're talking about. So now that we have the eggplant on there, we're gonna get some of this gorgeous ricotta salata. And we're just gonna put that right on top here. Oh, it smells so good. And obviously you can tell this is different than the regular fresh ricotta because it just shaves beautifully here. And it's a nice sharp, tangy cheese. And then we're just gonna tear up some fresh basil, put that on top. Oh, it smells so good. Beautiful.
The nice thing, adding the eggplant on top, it stays crisp. It doesn't get soggy.
Yeah, because we don't want soggy eggplant. There's nothing worse than soggy eggplant. All right, I think that's good.
We finally finished this labor of love, and look how beautiful this is.
So beautiful, and it smells even better than it looks. I know that's hard to believe.
It really does.
But you know what I think?
What?
I think we should try it. And you know, I just have a fork.
You do too?
Ah! All right, I think we should try this then.
We never leave or walk around without one of these.
Well, you need a little travel fork. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of that, a little cheese. Let's see.
Victoria, you did a great job with the eggplant. How's my sauce?
It's really good. And it goes beautifully together.
It really does. So we're going to finish enjoying this, of course, sharing it with my wife, Sarah, and having a nice bottle of wine with it as well. We have to.
You have to, absolutely. Yes, in fact, this is supposed to be served with a Nerdivola, so we're going to be doing our favorite vineyard Gambino. We're going to be having their Duvanero, which is their Nerdivola.
That is good.
Oh yeah.
That's really good.
So it pairs beautifully with this. The flavors just really complement each other. So I think we'll open that and enjoy this. But please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications, please.
And bon appetito.
Buon appetito.
And ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.